Alrighty, welcome to Beat the Heat on Sports.
Boom.
Man, a podcast an idea that's been thrown out, an idea that we've been thinking about for quite some time, right, man? I mean, I don't know exactly how long, but it just came to us that we wanted to do a golf podcast, and then we looked at our lives and was like, we don't golf enough.
No,
we don't golf enough. But my name is Colin Ashlock. This is my co-host, Chandler Hamilton.
Yes, sir.
And this is Beat the Heat on Sports. We want to thank you and welcome you to our pilot episode, the very first episode, season 1, episode 1.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know. But at this time, we're going to have a little segment called Story Time with Chandler. Chandler, tell them how we met.
Oh, good old long time ago. Our old selves. Just kidding. I'm 19. I'm not old. He's old, not me. Well, it started out in like probably the craziest way I think I've ever met someone. Had to be. Both of our moms worked together at an insurance agency. Got to give a shout out to my mother, Amanda Glenn.
Yep.
I was told I had to shout out the woman that birthed me. So
yep.
There you go,
Thanks
Mom.
for helping us.
You're a real
link
one.
up.
Yep. And coincidentally enough, the day I went up to the office where they worked, Colin's mom's car got broken into and nobody knew. And I was the first person that noticed it. I saw her window was like bashed in. Like, who just robs in the middle of the day? Like, wild.
Yeah, I know. It was like the weirdest thing. I don't know why. My mom's kind of crazy. She left her purse in the car. It was under the seat. Like, no one was going to see it. But I get this random phone call from my mom, and she's kind of more antsy than normal.
A little jittery.
And she's like, Colin, I'm coming to get you. And I'm like, why? What's going on? I'm at home playing Xbox. And she's like, my car was broken into and the keys were stolen and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, all right. Well, I'll get ready. And
Y'all didn't live far away, though, at the time. Like,
no,
pretty close.
we were like
a block.
Literally 30 seconds away.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, walking distance, though. So it wasn't bad. But yeah, I remember we ended up playing Rock'em Sock'em for like the rest of the day in the back of the office, just chilling out.
Didn't know each other from Adam.
Nope. Couldn't have said I had ever seen the kid.
Nope. Never.
And now it's sparked into a friendship that's been going on. However, probably 12, 13, 14 years. Yeah.
I mean, we played golf together when we were younger in tournaments.
State champions.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Yep, there we go. State champions back in high school. Holla. Boy Lucas Webster and Justin Harrington. Yeah. But
just kidding.
But yeah, I mean, we met, we played golf together. Your mom, crazy enough, got us or linked us up with your grandpa, who was the principal and administrator of Grayson Christian School at the time. So that's pretty crazy, because at the time I was going to TCS and was looking at a different school, and your mom kind of just showed us here and was like, hey, why don't you come to Grayson? And I liked it, or she was like, Chandler goes there, and I was like, that's a plus for me.
Yeah,
you know,
run it up, man. I remember being desks close to each other. Then they realized it was a bad decision to put us next to each other.
Because we talked the whole time.
Didn't get a single thing done at school. Definitely moved us really quickly.
Definitely.
And there's way too many memories to share on the pod of school moments and all the trouble we've gotten into. All the good, though. There's a lot of good and a little bit of mischief and
most definitely.
A little bit of bad stuff. Maybe we'll get into that in a year when we can't get
later
beaten.
Yeah, for real. Later on down in life.
Yeah. So,
But
good friendship.
Yeah,
Stay
a friendship
close.
that's going to last forever.
Yeah.
But that's kind of a little bit about us, a little bit how we met. We're now working. I'm now married and have a 10-month-old daughter.
Yep.
Chandler is
engaged.
About to get married.
Next year.
It's going to be crazy.
What's the date?
I mean, it's going to be crazy. I can't believe it. But
Wild.
That's a little bit of how we met. But at this time, we're going to take a little break. The next tune in when we come back and we talk about why we chose Beat the Heat, why we chose to have this podcast. So stay tuned.
Killer.
Welcome back to Beat the Heat on Sports, our pilot episode. This is your host, Colin and Shan.
What's up?
We're going to go into our next segment of why Beat the Heat podcast. Why do we choose that name? We're both sports addicts, I guess you can say.
Most definitely.
I mean, we grew up playing sports. We watch a ton of sports. I probably watch a lot more sports than I like to say.
Definitely spend a lot more time on it than I probably should.
I mean, my wife is always telling me, hey, are you going to spend some time? I know that's probably not a good thing, but...
probably on Instagram and SportsCenter and everything golf way too much for my fiance to not yell at me enough. So
I know, yeah. I mean, that's just kind of how it is. I'm always watching some sports-related thing.
Honestly.
I mean, whether it's a highlight video,
yeah,
whether it's a basketball game or a football game, maybe even hockey. Dude, I always like watching hockey, seeing fights, but
get banned.
Get banned.
But real quick, honestly though, unpopular opinion, I can watch golf all day. I know, like, we're both really into golf and we don't golf enough to where we could have made the golf podcast, but be real honest, Golf Channel's on, not changing the channel.
Facts.
I'll even watch the ads, like, for old men.
Even today, the Arnold Palmer invitation just started today.
AP.
I can't wait to see how it all plays out, because I will say it's probably one of the hardest courses I've ever seen the professional sport.
Very true.
I mean, just unreal. But I'm right there with you. I mean, if a golf match is on, it's not some just sport that I can flick on TV and take a nap during. I'm tuned in. I'm watching all the shots. I'm
getting dialed in on it. Yeah, for sure.
Exactly.
I want to be there hitting the shots. I want to be holding their hands and they swing back too. I'm getting into it with them, man. I'll be standing up cheering for them just like it's a freaking basketball game.
Facts. But why? So that's a little bit of why we are doing this. It's an all sports podcast. It's not just going to be about football. It's just not going to be about basketball or just an individual sport. We're going to cover all sports. We're going to cover baseball. We're going to cover soccer.
Some taekwondo.
Maybe even some taekwondo. I mean,
Vladimir Putin is out as the president of the Taekwondo Federation or whatever you want to call it. He got his black belt removed this morning. Gone.
That is true. I mean, FIFA did take out Russia and is not allowing them to play in anything.
Adios, Mother Russia.
Yeah.
Don't want to dive too far into politics.
Don't want to do that.
Just a little hint.
But that's why we chose Beat the Heat. I mean, we know, we understand that there's a lot of sports podcasts out there. We know that. Everybody loves sports. It's just a way of life, but it's us.
Yeah.
We are content.
We are sports. Don't copyright me.
Please don't copyright. But what do we want to see in the future of Beat the Heat on sports? I mean, we really want to see this podcast take off. I mean, I know that's kind of really...
Maybe 1,000 subs by the end of the year. That would be like ultimate goal, I bet.
Yeah. I mean, keeping it realistic. Yeah. But I know that's kind of something that everybody says. I mean, they want to see this thing take off. They want to see... we want to be the best. We want to be the sports podcast. Well, that's kind of, I mean, I guess we can take that and run with it. But at the same time, we're just two guys that are just having fun, that are diving into a different realm of sports. I mean, having a different intake on it, having a different opinion, just kind of sharing that. And we're going to have fun with it. I mean, it's something that we've been thinking about, something that we've definitely been talking a lot about.
Probably a 2-year ongoing process. I mean,
I wouldn't doubt.
We started talking about it before I even went to college, and then I was in college in Florida a year trying to play some basketball. Bink, bink, broken knee. Bink, bink, broken ankle. Bink, bink, got too big of a heart apparently. Shout out mom for loving me too much, I guess, you know. And here we are, come 2022 through COVID and all the other baloney that we go through on a daily basis with whatever you want to talk about, maybe World War III or something. But here we are, two dudes, Beat the Heat on Sports podcast, and we're going to get it done. 2022 is going to be a good year all the way till, you know, we said our friendship lasts forever, but Beat the Heat lasts forever too is what I'm thinking over here too.
I agree.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
I like it.
We'll see how it goes. Well, that's a little bit on, that ends the segment of why we chose Beat the Heat on Sports, why we chose this podcast. But stay tuned because we're going to give you a little segment, a little insight of what to expect on a different episode, not the pilot episode. But stay tuned as we go to this break. Welcome back to Beat the Heat on Sports. Thank you for staying tuned. We're going to come into another segment that we're going to call Around the Leagues. And to start us off, we're going to be talking about some Major League Baseball.
The MLB.
Canceling games.
Horrible.
Not even having spring training. Players going on strike. Because the MLB and MLBPA cannot come to an agreement.
Tough.
According to
a couple countries we know right now.
Yeah, actually. But according to Jesse Rogers, who's an ESPN staff writer, the union apparently cut down on its proposal for players to enter arbitration after 2 years from 80% of players to 75%, but countered that by asking for more in its minimum salary structure. Get this. The minimum salary raises of $25,000. The union asked for $30,000 each year of the deal.
What's $5,000 in the grand scheme of the MLB? Okay, it's already a dying league, in my opinion, because of how they run some stuff and how they be treating and acting. So,
I mean,
let's give everyone $5,000 extra. It's not like we're Goodwill and we're a nonprofit organization. Okay, the MLB is all profit. All right, if you had an MLB subscription, just touch this real quick. If you had an MLB subscription, like the League Pass or whatever the thing they do, and
they're getting money.
You didn't cancel it before yesterday, you're getting charged for this year, no matter what. No refunds. They already said that. Whether games are played or not, games probably will be played, in my opinion. Someone's going to give up. Someone's going to give in.
Somebody's going to give in because if it is all about the fans,
it's all
like they say it is. The players are saying it's all about the fans. If it's all about the fans, somebody's going to give in. Because I don't think they're going to go through the year of 2022 with no baseball being played.
That's going to be a horrible 2023 season when nobody has played baseball. Nobody can train with their teams. Everyone's going to be out there looking like some kindergarten. No, I'm going kindergarten, little league, t-ball. All right. Horrible baseball, in my opinion. I'm not even crazy into baseball. I'm going to tell you right now. The Texas Rangers.
I'll go see a game.
I'll go see a couple games a year. I'm there for the nachos.
Amen.
Nachos, hot doggo.
And the cool souvenir hats that they always come out with.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'll collect those. I don't care what team it is.
A little bobblehead action.
Yeah. But back to a little bit of the salary. So Tuesday's tweak to the minimum salary structured by the union produced a new model. The minimum in year one would be $775,000.
That's a lot.
It would then go up to $805,000 in year two, $835,000 in year three, $865,000 in year four, and $895,000 in year five. The league, okay, so this is across the Players Association. The league is offering a starting minimum of $630,000
very big
in
difference.
2022.
I was very unaware that they wanted money to gradually increase every year. And they wanted, so basically you're saying, I want to raise every year. Whether I'm good at baseball or not, I want to raise.
Yeah. And
which is fair. I want to raise every year that I'm at a company, but I'm asking for a couple dollars more, or maybe a higher position in the company. I'm not asking for $100,000 more or $70,000 more. Which,
if I'm good,
contracts, sign a new contract.
Contracts. You better, if I am good and you want me in your league or in your organization, franchise me, pay me. It's just like the NBA. Sign a Supermax deal or whatever.
Give me the contract.
To do.
Give me a paper to sign. I will do whatever you want me to do if I can sign this paper for guaranteed so much money. Okay, okay. I agree that everybody should get more money the more you're in the league, but I don't think that the increments that they're asking are realistic for a business. You got to think about it.
Right.
As much as the MLB is a sport, it's just as much a business, if not more. They're there to make money. So are the players. So it's business against business. And you have to approach it in that way. Even if you're a fan, you got to realize, look, this is a business against another business. Every player is his own business. He represents himself in whatever team he plays for. And so he's going to do whatever he can to make means for him, which they are making more in a year than I will probably make for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Like
I agree. But get this. With the owners and players unable to agree on a collective bargaining agreement to replace the previous deal that expired on December the 1st,
Mm-hmm.
Major League Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred
Goofy.
canceled the first 2 series for each of the 30 teams, cutting each of the club's schedule from 162 games to likely 156 at most, which is a total of 91 baseball games around the entire league
Wow.
that were erased, that won't be played,
Wow.
that players won't be paid for.
That's tough. Real quick on that, off the track of just those games, I think the baseball season is way too long.
Oh, yeah.
Takes forever.
I mean, they play 9 innings.
I don't know what these pitchers are ingesting or taking or shooting in their arms to pitch for that long. There's no way. High school season, way too long for us when we played baseball. Like, I wasn't even enjoying throwing every single day. Like, I wasn't even a pitcher, so I don't even know what our dudes were doing. They had to have been on some drugs. Somebody got to be on something, some PEDs or something.
I don't know. I agree. The baseball season could be cut short, but they're playing like almost every day
Yeah.
of the
It's
week.
like, hey, let's fly to Seattle. Okay, we're going to fly
We're
back
gonna
to Texas.
play 3 games in Seattle, fly back to Texas on our off day, and play
Play one home game.
the Rangers on the next 2 days or
Boom.
something. Whatever. I don't know,
Yeah,
but
tough.
I agree. Maybe way too long. But let's move on. Let's move on to our next topic of the night.
Let's go with the NBA playoffs. Upcoming playoffs. You know, we passed the All-Star break. Who do you think the biggest contenders are? I mean, we have plenty of dudes out there that are playing at the top of their game, and then we got some stars that maybe aren't playing to the top of their game, and that's a little controversial in the NBA and the sports world right now. So what are your thoughts, Colin?
Biggest contenders. I mean, you got to put the 76ers up
I don't know.
up on the top.
I don't know. I was at the Mavs game the other day, watched the 76ers pretty well, just blow a lead like it was
I
nothing.
mean, they did. But take a look at it this way.
Okay.
They just got James Harden.
Tough.
Joel Embiid
Plops.
and James Harden together
Scary.
are unstoppable.
Little scary.
But you cannot forget, okay? I am not. Everybody's been talking about, oh, there's another dynamic duo in the league. No, I think there's another dynamic trio in the league by adding Maxey to the mix. Maxey on the 76ers has been balling out. Ever since James Harden has been acquired onto the team, he's averaging 24 or 25
I was
points
about to ask.
per game.
24
Yeah.
24 game, Maxey.
Who,
What's
I mean,
his first name? Tyrone Maxey? Tyron Maxey. This dude,
Tyrese Maxey.
Tyrese
My
Maxey.
bad.
Okay.
My bad.
What
But
is he, like
Tyrese
2-3 years in the league?
I mean,
Not-
now he's averaging 17.3 points per game.
solid game.
But not only, okay, you got to look at James Harden, who's now averaging 22.8 points per game,
Jameson
and
Hardonia.
Joel Embiid averaging 29.8 per game. You have all
That's
three
a
of those
big
on the
man.
court. Those are a scary trio. But I'm not going to count out, okay? Because I have seen the standings, okay? I've seen the standings. I see where the Brooklyn Nets are right now at 32 and 31. They're in 8th place. But today, just now, just a little bit ago, they have gotten the Kevin Durant is coming back on the court.
The big
Kevin
man.
Durant is the best player to play the game right now. In my
Cap.
best player.
No
He is the
way.
best scorer. I'm not
Okay.
saying he's the best athlete. LeBron James is the best athlete by far.
That's
That
the
man
best-
is
best athlete of our generation.
36 or 37 years old. He is an athlete.
I do not like LeBron. I don't like where he stands with a lot of things in life. I think that generally, anytime you have a position of authority, celebrity, sports figure, anything, you should stay out of as much as you can. And LeBron is in all of it, which, entitled to his own opinion, could say whatever he wants. Okay, great. But if we're talking about LeBron James solely on his game, as much as I don't like him outside of sports, and even some of the things he does in sports I think are stupid, great.
You can't say, though, he hasn't changed the game.
No, 100%
He has
changed the
inspired
game.
a bunch of kids. Regardless of whether you like the man or not, he has inspired kids to play basketball.
Boom. And he does a lot for communities. I will say that. He's a very, very much so a man of giving. Not as much as Shaq. Shaq, greatest giver of all time in the NBA, I think. Just basically every day I scroll on Instagram and I see Shaq is giving somebody a diamond ring or paying their grocery bills. Just the nicest guy around in the NBA. But LeBron, freak athletics. I will say that.
Definitely.
The man is
Especially at the
pushing
season.
40 right now or something.
Yeah.
He is going to make it until his son plays. I guarantee it.
Will he play with Bronny?
Bronny Braun will be in the NBA. With
But will
Big
he
Bron
be
Braun.
in the purple and gold?
No. Cleveland all the way.
You think he's gonna go Cleveland?
LeBron will spend his last 2 years of his career with the Cleveland Cavaliers.
You think?
100%, I think.
All right.
I'll put $100 on it.
But I'm not counting out the Nets. Okay? Look, I understand the mandate of the
Who's the 1
vaccine has, well, the 1 seed right now in the East is Miami.
Okay, so Miami versus the Nets is what it's looking like right now?
Well, they got to go in the play-in.
Oh, who
Net-
would they play right
The
now?
Nets are in the play-in, and if they play, looks like they'll play the Charlotte Hornets with Kevin Durant back.
Ball.
If they are, they may be at home. That may be a home game for them. But if they don't uplift this mandate,
This
okay,
is stupid.
look, let me rephrase that. They've uplifted the mandate, but the governor or the mayor of New York City
We will not
has
let Kyrie
said
Irving play.
Kyrie Irving cannot play basketball.
That's the dumbest thing.
We
I've ever heard in my life.
have to keep it on track or set. We have to set a standard for the people of New York City. Look,
Okay.
if you are uplifting a mandate, let the man play basketball.
He's got to play. You're paying him to play. Let the man play basketball. This is where politics and sports do not mix.
Politics should not be in
This
sports.
is solely a PR stunt. This is just for them to bash on Kyrie or whatever. I don't care what your viewpoint is on vaccines, mandates, masks. All right, this is basketball. Let's play basketball. Let's not. If you want to make the man wear a mask during the basketball game, he would probably do it if you let him play everywhere.
Yeah.
So he can
Yeah.
play on the road, right? But he
Yeah.
cannot play at home.
He can play on the road, but he cannot play home games. But I'm saying, if they uplift the mandate
Can he
for
practice at
him to
home?
play, I don't think so.
That's tough. How
But
is he supposed to be good with this
I'm
team?
just saying, if they let Kyrie Irving play, when it comes playoffs, the Nets will be a contender. Why? Because they have acquired Ben Simmons in that trade. for
Trash.
James
Cannot
Harden.
shoot a basketball.
I do not care if he can shoot. He is a playmaker.
He
Ben
gives up
Simmons
layups.
can make on the court. And when you get Ben Simmons, who can attack the rim, Kevin Durant, who can shoot anywhere on the stinking court, and Kyrie Irving, who just creates lanes,
Great player.
it's going to be
Underrated, in my
unstoppable.
opinion. Some people have forgotten that Kyrie Irving exists, and I have not. I'm ready to watch him. But real quick, has Ben Simmons played a game with the Nets yet?
Ben Simmons is not. He is under
COVID
medical.
protocol?
He is under some medical treatments on,
He
I
has
think, a
hurt
lower
feelings.
back. But
Hurt
he has been
feelings.
working with Kyle Korver on his jump shot. So
Yeah, I saw that on
We
Bleacher
will-
Report, I think.
we will see how
Shout
that
out
is.
Bleacher Report. Get
But
it on.
another person I'm not counting out is the Chicago Bulls. I'm not counting them out. I think they are contenders. DeMar DeRozan
Zach
can
LaVine.
take over a basketball
DeMar
game.
DeRozan is freaky. I watched a dunk reel on him this morning while I was sitting in my car before work, and I had no idea that this guy just posters just like it's nothing. He will put you on a poster and run back down the court and not even care. He mean mugs everyone, I think.
Yep.
And he's a very good player that is, I think, kind of forgotten in the league and not really sought after sometimes. But come to Dallas, my guy. I would love to have you over here with the Dallas Mavericks. I will personally
Luka
drive you
Doncic?
around. I will quit my job and be your driver and your butler. So, Luka Doncic, you need a teammate right now. Thank God we got great at Kristaps Porzingis. 'Cause
Facts.
I was not about him.
I saw a joke once. You know how he obtained the unicorn nickname?
You don't.
Because he was so unique.
Mm,
Somebody stated he got the nickname unicorn because you barely see him.
yeah, not
That's
on the
tough.
court at all.
That's
you know
tough.
where I see him? The same spot I was in college, on the bench.
Well,
Nowhere
let's
to
jump
be.
over to the Western Conference, the Phoenix Suns. Phoenix Suns, when they get Chris Paul back and when Devin Booker is healthy,
Tough.
they are a tough team to compete with.
I will go out on a limb and say that it will be the Golden State Warriors and the Phoenix Suns. That may not be a crazy prediction. Probably everybody's thinking that. But I think that the Golden State Warriors beat the Dallas Mavericks to go to the Western Conference Finals?
I don't know. They blew a 21-point lead.
That's true.
That's all I'm going to say.
The Mavericks did turn around and hand it to the Warriors.
I
on
mean,
that
the
comeback.
Warriors were at home. They were around their people, and they blew a 21-point lead.
And,
I don't know. If they beat, I mean, look at this.
Okay.
Big Mavericks person. Love the Mavs.
Favorite team of all time.
I mean, I love
Grown
the
up.
Mavs, but I've got to keep it real. If Klay Thompson and Draymond Green are healthy,
Yes.
playing along with a playoff Steph Curry,
Greatest
that
shooter
is
of all
going to be
time.
scary.
No doubt about Steph Curry being able to carry a team, but how long can he carry a team for? I think he at so long, his body, chicken legs.
It's going to stop.
Yeah.
I mean, he does have that ankle problem, but he is the greatest shooter of all time.
And I would second behind that unpopular opinion right now, just because Clay's been gone for 2 years. Clay is the second greatest shooter of all time, and I think you'll end up seeing that on a stat sheet if you look that up. Eventually, he will be the second greatest shooter of all time, and it's really tough because Clay's my favorite player growing up. I started following him all the way through high school, and then at Washington, and then to now, and it's crazy seeing him 2.5, 3 years ago when he was actually playing to now. I mean, he's still explosive. He can still shoot the ball, but there's just something off. Something hasn't clicked back yet. And I think it's going to take him maybe to the finals, if they get to the finals, for him to really amp it up. I think we might see a 60-point, a 40-point, or maybe a 13 or 14-3 game from Klay. He's had some really good games back where he's really put up some crazy numbers, but he's just not Klay.
Yeah.
And I think he'll get back to that. He's got to get back in a groove. Different team. 2 years ago, completely different team he was playing with. He was playing with a Kevin Durant.
Oh, yeah.
Not a Kevin Durant.
Greatest scorer.
Near him now.
No.
Kevin Durant is a great facilitator. That little corner of the free throw line, little jumper right there where he just kind of pulls up into a crossover and just binks it over everybody. You can hear the coin drop every time. Cling. It's buckets all day.
Every time.
But I think this is a good time to talk about who has no chance.
Oh, definitely. You've got to throw the Los Angeles Lakers into the mix. The Los Angeles Lakers have no chance. I do not care if there's a different side of LeBron when it comes to the playoffs.
No way.
You do not have a Russell Westbrook who is a star mentality like he was playing with the Oklahoma City Thunder. When he was by himself, he had to do it all. Right now, he has Anthony Davis on the beside him. He has LeBron James, probably one of the greatest players to ever play the game in this day and age.
Yes.
Okay? He has LeBron James and Anthony Davis by his side. But you look on the stat sheet, and he's shooting 2 for 11, 3 for 10.
Horrible numbers. I could have put that up any day in high school or college. I could have done that all day. Now, NBA, I probably get blocked every time because I'm 6'3". Not going to happen. I'm a point guard size in the NBA now, okay? I'm a midget to them.
But the Los Angeles Lakers right now are sitting at a 27-34 record.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes, they may make the play-in tournament because you have Portland, San Antonio, Sacramento, Oklahoma City, Houston.
All
I don't
horrible
think
teams.
those teams are going to make it anywhere near
Unless
the play-in.
Damian Lillard turns up.
I haven't seen him. I don't think he's even played the whole season. Damian Lillard's a different topic, and we can get into the story of Damian Lillard at a later time. But the Lakers, they have no chance.
Yeah,
Lakers they may make the play-in tournament, but if they make the playoffs,
they're going to get dispatched by the Suns in 4.
They will get beat.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say. Yeah. Another person I think that does not have a chance is the Charlotte Hornets. I'm sorry.
Sorry, B-Ball.
LaMelo Ball, a great player.
Yeah.
Mikal Bridges, amazing dunker.
Yeah.
Dude could probably dunk on anybody.
Poster everybody. Scary Terry, too. Don't
Scary
forget about
Terry
him.
is a baller. I just
He'll
don't
put a poster on somebody, too, without anybody even knowing it happened.
I just think they're too young.
Yep.
I don't think they're ready
3 years.
for playoff.
3 years. Conference finals.
Give them time.
They're losing in the conference finals, but 3 years they'll be there. Maybe add one more piece for B-Ball.
Yeah.
Also, Big Daddy LeVar stays out of politics, doesn't show up to a few games. I think LaMelo might ball out a little more.
Maybe
he should go worry about his middle son, LiAngelo,
who's probably
stealing glasses in China right now.
Probably.
Wearing
but one person who's in the playoffs, it's kind of shocking to see that's in the Eastern Conference right now.
Okay.
The Cleveland Cavaliers.
Cleveland Cavaliers.
They have a record of 36-26.
I like him. I like it. They got
Darius Garland.
Yeah,
A
Garland.
shooter.
Okay.
He is a shooter.
Who they got?
But
Jared Allen. too?
Darius Garland.
Mobley.
He's too. Evan Mobley. He's too young. They're too young. I don't.
Way too young for sure.
I think they will make. They will contend. I think that they will bring some games towards the.
Some
they
little
won't,
LeBron
they
Braun
won't let
next year.
people, They won't let people run all over them. I think they will
Yeah.
keep it close. I think they will keep it competitive. But I do not think that they're going to make it far in the playoffs.
I think at the end of the day, they're really young, so they can run, they can compete all the way through an entire game, but they don't have the veteran skill set, the veteran mindset. I think the veteran guys are kind of grinding a little more now because they got this young talent coming in that's just kind of showing them up just because of athleticism and drive, and so they're getting a little spark under their butt, and they're gonna give them a run for it.
I think so.
I think it'll be a good series, whoever they play. But I think at the end of the day, you're going to see a veteran team kind of pull through. It's not like we were in COVID anymore where we had just the Suns coming out of nowhere. That was a team you didn't think was going to do anything.
Yeah.
Kind of upset about that one. But, it was that was a COVID protocol, whatever you want to call that little
Bubble.
The bubbles. Bubbles, man. Bubbles are for the Suns.
I mean, the Suns went off in the bubble.
They were tough.
They were crazy. But we're going to wrap it up there because we don't want to take too much of our of the time on that because we have one last segment that we want to get into. Something really big coming on this Saturday.
A big person, too.
A huge name, and just an absolute legend. But stay tuned as we come in. We're going to come back and talk about Coach K and his last game with Duke University. Stay tuned as we come back.
Thanks.
Thanks for staying tuned and Beat the Heat on sports. We're going to move into Coach K. Coach Mike. Don't want to pronounce his last name because I'm going to butcher that thing.
Shevsky? No, Krasinski.
Mike
Shevsky.
Krasinski. But let's talk about Saturday. Something big going on Saturday.
The last dance for Coach K.
His last game on Saturday, March 5th. My bad. We're just in March. Saturday, March 5th at 5 p.m.
Big Five.
Coach Mike is going to be having his last game. Look at this. Big rival on their hands.
UNC?
UNC.
Ooh, tough game.
It will be tough. The environment is going to be unbelievable.
Possible shattering of eardrums.
Oh, most definitely.
There's no way Coach K and his players can communicate that game. Duke fans
are going to show up.
UNC fans, too loud.
Duke fans will show up for this game, but Coach K is an absolute legend.
The greatest of all time.
I mean, he's a Naismith Hall of Fame coach. He has spent 41 seasons at Duke University.
Tough. That is
41 years of coaching.
Than one of my parents.
I mean, I can't imagine 41 years of coaching at one school.
It's a lot of walking into the same gym, doing a lot of the same things every day, and still getting it done.
Oh, yeah.
Most winningest coach of all time, right?
He's close. I mean, he's a 5-time national champion.
Tough. Grayson Allen in there somewhere, right?
He is.
Yes.
Has 572 wins at home. More than all previous Duke coaches combined.
That's wild.
I mean,
you take
every coach that Duke University has ever had in their history combined, and Coach K has surpassed all of them.
In 41 years, too.
I mean, he has the most wins by any ACC coach in conference history.
Okay.
His overall record is in his 46 years of coaching. So Coach K has been coaching for 46 years, but his overall record is 1,170 wins and 361 losses.
Crazy margins right there. If you did the math on that, I mean, that's probably like over 70% win.
Oh, yeah.
ratio,
It's like at least 70% win ratio.
Yeah.
But his overall record in his 41 seasons at Duke is 1,097 wins and 302 losses.
That's crazy. That's pretty monumental. I mean, you think of a guy that's spent 41 years there, and he spent 41 years winning.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I doubt they have a losing season. I doubt they have a 500 season. I'm sure they're well above 500 every year.
If they're
I had
close,
to think about it.
if they're close to a 500 season,
It's got to be early in his career,
it's got to be early in his career,
before I was even a thought.
more than likely.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you just look at the losses. 302 out of his 1,000. I mean, he's played 1,399 games with Duke University.
Tough.
1,399 games.
Wow.
And 302 of those games are losses.
Which is insane. And I bet he
I can't-
remembers every one of those.
More than likely. If
He's
you
probably
called him-
got them on film and watches them every night to fuel a fire under him.
I mean, playoffs are coming up. I mean, March Madness is in a couple weeks.
Bold prediction, Duke is not winning, though.
Duke will
is
not-
my favorite college basketball team of all time. Follow them every year, but I do not think Duke is winning.
Duke will not win March Madness, but that's beside the point. We're on Coach
Next week.
K. John Shire.
Did not know who he was until you presented this topic to me. Think it's a great topic, but I had no info on this guy. I had to look him up a little bit. Yeah.
Right now, he's assistant coach. But John Shire will fill in for Coach K at the beginning of the 2022-23
That's tough.
season.
They're not even saying that he's going to be the head coach. That kind of scares me. It's a little bit of uncertainty with somebody that has been there for.
He's going to be the head coach.
You think?
Yeah.
100%?
He's already going to fill in.
Okay.
He's going to be the head coach of Duke.
So this is like a little interim. If you do good, hey, we'll let you stay.
We'll let you stay. But that's beside the point. Because I didn't know who the guy was. I'm going to be honest.
Not either.
I did not know who John Shire was.
Ghost.
But taking a look at him, he's a former Duke All-American.
That's tough.
An All-American. He's helped spark the Blue Devils to 2 ACC championships and a 2010 NCAA title as a player from 2007 to 2010.
Okay. So they won a championship. I'm
going to ask you this question.
Okay.
Does John Shire, filling in as head coach of Duke University, have big shoes to fill?
100%. Let me tell you why. Your daughter, 10 months old, right? Right? That's correct.
Yeah.
That would be like her feet stepping into my size 13s. Okay. That's bigger shoes. You can't even walk with them shoes. They're slipping off. So to say he has big roles or big shoes to fill is an understatement. That is this man stepping with some little baby feet into some clown shoes.
I mean, I have to give John Shire the credit, though.
Good guy.
He's a former Duke All-American. He has the credentials.
Yes.
But I think what tops everything on this is the 1,097 wins with Duke University.
And 41 years.
I mean, that just
Or 41
surpasses
seasons.
everything. Will the guy do good? I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope
Wish
he
you
does.
the best of luck.
Because I do like Duke University, Duke basketball.
Yeah.
I love watching them play. I think they have a
Great guys.
great scheme. I love the tenacity. I love the fans. I love watching the games, especially Duke UNC.
Yeah.
Those games are always intense, no matter where they are at. But I agree.
Yeah,
I think John Shire has
tremendous shoes.
tremendous shoes to fill. I think all eyes will be on him to see how he takes the legacy of Coach K and just goes on with it.
Yeah. I think that if John Shire does not do good at Duke, he gets replaced, but I think that he lands at another D1 school.
More than likely.
Just because of his ability as an assistant coach for as long as he has been, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And being a Duke player formerly, he's got that mindset. He knows. Just like Jay Kidd, Jay Kidd was a former Maverick. Then he coached around the league a little bit, and now he's back at the Mavericks.
Yeah. I mean, he's doing good. I mean, they're fifth in the league right now. But the last game, last game,
crazy stats
this
right
Saturday, on Saturday, March the 5th at 5 p.m. I'll be watching it.
Yeah.
I won't be there.
Yep.
I'm definitely not going to Duke University and watching the game because I looked at the tickets.
This is a few months paycheck for me, for sure.
Oh, definitely more than a few months for me. It's probably like a year because according to Vivid Seats, the average ticket price for Coach K's final game is more expensive than all but 3 Super Bowls since 2010.
That's wild. You want to go ahead and give them that number because I can see it on your sheet. What's that number?
So the average ticket price of Coach K's final home game, $5,307.
Oh, wild.
And that is more than likely
Yeah.
nosebleeds.
Yep, that's probably pretty high. You gotta be wondering what they're doing about the student section. Are they still letting students come, or do they want the money for the seats? Because it's gonna be turned there, whether you're paying $5,000 or it's included in your student pass.
I think students are going to have to pay half.
You think?
I think because
I don't think I would be going to that game. Daddy's
why.
money, maybe.
Here's why, though. I think the students are going to go to that game because students will fill up seats and create the environment that they want, especially during a rivalry game.
I think if you're a school, you have to let some students come. I think you have to get both backboards, behind the backboards, students only. I don't care what you do for the rest of the stadium. Students only. Everybody's getting painted.
Yeah, you definitely have to give a certain section to students.
Oh, yeah. No way.
And they probably already do.
So the way they do that
for regular
is,
season games,
they do a line. You can get in a line, and there'll be students out there. They'll miss class for an entire week to go to the Duke game. I've seen it. I've watched videos of it. Want to experience it, but don't feel like paying to go to Duke University. So I don't. But I know that the process. There's already people out there. There's been people out there, maybe for 2 weeks. Who knows? This dude could have had somebody squatting for 2 weeks now, just to go see Coach K for the last game and take his shirt off.
More than likely.
But yeah.
But that game will be on Saturday, March 5th at 5.
Get tuned in.
I will be watching
Watch the game.
Watch the game. Let us know your thoughts about that game.
More than just the Coach K last game, the rivalry. I mean, UNC Duke, big rivalry right there.
Big rivalry. So. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this pilot episode. I know we kind of went through a lot of stuff.
Yeah. A lot of talk.
Thank you guys for joining us on Beat the Heat on Sports.
Tune in every Thursday to catch the latest around the leagues.
This is Beat the Heat on Sports. I'm Colin.
This is Chandler.
And we'll see you guys next week.